Deep inside of the forest, Shuichi would continue his search for Chihiro's wallet, the two of them looking together to see where she could have left it last. And with Shuichi's strong sense of smell and direction, he would have a better chance of finding it even in a large area such as the forest and the mountains. However, as they continued their search, Shuichi would pick up on a distinct smell. He could tell immediately that it was Elaine, but she wasn't alone. There were two more signatures with her, but one, the one that seemed to have found the wallet, was moving in the opposite direction. This caused Shuichi to worry, not knowing what their move could be. This did confirm Claire's suspicions that Elaine was in the forest with them, and she indeed had people she was working with. But now, it seemed like one of those stragglers were moving about, and with Chihiro's wallet. He wanted to chase after her, but at the same time, he had made a promise. Before going any further, Shuichi would have Chihiro go inside of him in his mascot form to protect her and keep her safe. Now, of course, he would have liked if she hadn't tried to go commando, but beggars could be choosers in a situation like this. With that, they would continue on in the position of where the wallet was heading. But before they could find the mystery assailant, it was he who found them. The boy's name was Subaru. He was a part of the gatherers that were partnered with Elaine. Subaru was young, but he didn't like people pointing out that factor about him. And more so, he didn't like people looking down on him because of his age or bossing him around or telling him what to do, acting like they were his parents or something. He was in possession of the wallet, and now he'd come across this strange wolf mascot looking ass thing in the middle of nowhere. And if there was one thing that he knew for certain, it was that no one would come out here unless they were looking for the coins. After all, this was far off from the walking trails or anywhere else close to any form of civilization. No, if they were this deep out here, it meant that they were searching just as much as he and his party were. Of course, Shuichi only wanted the wallet, but he wasn't going to get that. Instead, he found himself staring down a large, monstrous being. The right side had the forms of a woman and the left the form of a man. This was the power that Subaru had wanted. A monstrous parent, but one that he could control, that he could bend to its will. These monsters would act as his guardian and defender. As they would begin to stumble their way towards Shuichi, along with he and Chihiro, they would have to join and fight together as one in order to survive. But sadly enough, they found themselves caught in the fist of the monster, as Subaru would command for his unworldly beast to crush and destroy his enemy. This should have been the end of them both. But in the heat of battle and their desperation, something would occur. A transformation would be triggered. Both Chihiro and Shuichi would become one, with the mascot clothing binding to Chihiro's skin, causing her to turn into a feral-like she-beast. Her strength had increased tenfold, allowing her to break free of the monster, much to Subaru's annoyance. And more so than that, she was able to effortlessly battle against the creature. Every time the monster staggered with its large, overwhelming fist, attempting to crush them, her agility allowed her to escape with ease. This caused Subaru to be filled with fear, as his monster was now starting to be overtaken. Eventually, this fused Shuichi and Chihiro were ready to strike down at Subaru when suddenly, Elaine would appear. In the midst of their fusion, Chihiro could see into Shuichi's past, his memories. But that wasn't all that she could see. She was able to tell that Elaine was in Shuichi's memories, but a part of his memories that he didn't have access to. They were in his mind, of course, but if not for her, then you have no way of knowing that they were there. She could tell one thing for sure. Shuichi had no recollection of this. It wasn't like he was trying to hide it from himself. He truly didn't know that these memories were here. This only made the mystery all the more stranger. Because why would he have memories that were locked away? But feeling the presence of Elaine, she could tell that she had something to do with it. She was the one that was blocking away at Shuichi's memories. In that moment, though, Shuichi didn't care. The part of his psyche in the fusion was filled with bloodlust as he looked towards Elaine, who was comforting Subaru, looking to escape. As Elaine turned back to see this fused monster, she could feel from the aura that it was Shuichi. She would apologize, of course. She knew that all of her actions were leading to this. It was because of her that Shuichi was suffering the way that he was, and as much as she wanted to take away the pain that he was feeling, as much as she was more than willing to allow herself to die, unfortunately that time hadn't come yet. Before they even had a chance to attack, Chihiro would stop them, with Elaine having no choice but to put them down and knock them out. Hopefully enough, their friends or whoever was in the area would find them. And before long, Claire, along with another member of the gatherers that they had joined, who were a part of Sayaka's team, would indeed find them, and they had defused, thankfully. Once they reconvened with the group, Shuichi would undergo the same ritual as Claire, and with that, he too would be bound in a way of secrecy. For now, their goals aligned with each other. They weren't enemies, and they were allies to an extent. As far as Sayaka was concerned, she had some dealings with this Elaine. She was actually classmates with her. So it was hard for her to believe that Elaine could be capable of murdering their parents, let alone many others. But Shuichi would confirm it himself. He could smell the death on Elaine. She had blood on her hands, a massive amount. With that, Sayaka would make a deal. Elaine was their target, the one that they were after. And the only reason why they were on this journey of gathering coins was to figure out the truth. So for that, at least, their goals aligned. They were free to enact any sort of revenge or retribution that they wanted against Elaine, as long as it didn't compromise with their overall goal or objective. Hell, if it got themselves killed, that was fine. They just couldn't do anything that would jeopardize the group. And those were terms that they could agree with. Of course, not everyone in the group was eager to have these two along, but for those who had a secret, it was best if they kept their mouth shut. As they returned home, though, Claire had a look on her face, a look of being peeved. Shuichi was trying to figure out what it was, and eventually he deduced that she probably didn't like that someone else was inside of him. And sure enough, he was correct. "I'm really sorry, Claire," Shuichi said. "I mean, it wasn't like I was trying to find another partner or anything. It was just in the heat of the moment. We were trying to survive that fight and all, and just..." "Was she better than me?" "What?" "Was she better than me, you know? Was she a better partner to you?" "It's hard to say. I don't think so. I mean, we have good chemistry, at least. But something did happen." "Something happened?" "Apparently we fused together." "You fused?" "Yeah. We somehow joined together and became one. Like the suit, it morphed to her skin or something. Kind of like that werewolf form that you took at the fight at the docks." "You could say that. Something along those lines, except It wasn't me. I was still wrapped around there, but it wasn't a big flimsy suit. So what do you think? Claire would ask. You think we have another level of power we can achieve together? Possibly. But I don't know how to control it. I don't even know how it operates. I mean, first there's that weird transformation that I do during the full moon, and who knows where that could lead us. And then there's this that I can do already. You're strange, Shuichi. That's for sure. But still, you heard what the alien said, where this power comes from, this beast world or whatever. You turn into a werewolf, so it's obvious that your power is connected to a beast somehow. You think I'm going to become a beast? Who's to say? Maybe you already are and you just don't know it yet. That's an unsettling thought. But it's the truth, and right now that's all we have to go on. From what I understand, the group we've joined already has 5 coins. And you still have the one that you got from Elaine. You're still holding on to it, aren't you? You heard what the alien said. The mega wish will be granted to whoever turns in the final coin, the 100th. If anything, all we have is an insurance policy. But aren't we betraying the group? Shouldn't this kill us right now or something like that? We're not betraying the group. We said we would help find the coins together. We never said anything about not keeping the coins to ourselves. That was never stated. As far as I'm concerned, all I had to do was make sure that something like that didn't come up. That way, we're not betraying the group. We are gathering coins. We're just keeping the final one just in case. Just in case you want to use it? Who knows? Maybe. Claire, I don't think you want to. I mean, look at me. I don't even know what I am or what I'm becoming. I don't think you want that. We don't know what's going to happen, Shu. We don't know how far this is going to take us. Eventually, one way or another, we're going to have to fight Claire. And she's working with other people. You even confirmed it yourself. We don't know how many gatherers are on her side. Powerful ones. We don't know what she's capable of doing. She was able to murder my parents and do it with a smile on her face. Not to mention the countless others that you could smell on her. She truly is a monster. A manipulator. I mean, hell, she's the reason why you are what you are. And you don't even know it. There's a lot that I don't know, Shuichi would say. There's a lot that I don't know about myself. I don't know why Elaine was involved. I mean, I want to know, but I just don't. Well, until we figure it out, we need to keep as many cards in our favor as we can. I think we can trust the group that we're with, although that guy that turns his head into a camera, he kind of gives me the creeps. Yeah, I saw the way he was looking at us. I don't know what he's up to, but it was just then as they were speaking that the boy in question would make himself known. He had been following them for a while now, Ikuchi. As he made his presence known to them both, it was time for him to call them out. So, speak of the devil, Claire would say. You've been tagging us for long enough, huh? What do you want? I want the truth. You weren't the ones that killed Pseudo. I saw the way he died. He was cut in half. And seeing how your powers work, you're not capable of making a cut like that unless you're carrying around a sword or something. And I know that's not the case. Yeah, you got us. We didn't kill Pseudo. But we have friends that can. So what can we do for you, Ikuchi? Is there something else you want? What? You're the ones that blackmailed me to let you into our group. I don't know what you're all about, but Claire would smile. What? You think you're doing something for the good of the group? Tell me, what exactly have you been able to do? All due respect, your power's kinda... No, it's lame. What did you say? Your power's lame. Do you need me to spell it out for you? In just one day, we can accomplish way more than anything you have to offer. Now look, I'm all for team building and camaraderie and all that good stuff, but the one thing I'm not going to tolerate is a fool that wants to waste our time. Let me make this perfectly clear to you. We just need allies and we just need answers. Once we get those answers, we'll be on our way, and you can forget all about us. But if you want to stand in our way, well, you really don't want to do that. Claire, Shuichi didn't want her going around just throwing idle threats, but she wasn't done. I know your type. I can smell it from a mile away, and I don't even have powers. You're the type of boy that likes to sit in the background going, woe is me. You're the type of person that envies the strong. Every time you see the bullies making fun of the weak and pathetic, you don't have empathy for the weak. You wish you were the strong. You like to think that one day you'll worm your way to the top, that you'll weasel your way to success once all of the real powerful people get picked off in the end. Something about how the meek will inherit the earth. Let me burst your little bubble. It's not gonna be you. No matter how hard you try. Because in the end, people like you will always hit the bottom. Because you're too scared to do your own dirty work. You're too scared to pick up that gun and shoot it yourself. You'd rather everyone else do all the work for you, and then you slither your way into the throne. Hell, maybe this does get us killed. Maybe in the end, none of us make it. But if you really think that you're going to be the last one left standing, I can promise you this. No matter how strong you think you are, there will always be someone out there stronger than you, faster than you, smarter than you, and better than you. So, run along now, continue your existence, and do as you wish. But if you stand in our way, we will rip you apart. Ikuchi would run off. He was more angered than he'd ever been in his life. Because sadly enough, what she said was the truth. For now, they would have to play along with their new friends. If they were going to have any chance of success, they were going to have to work together to gather these coins. And the next night, their new alliance would be put to the test. They were going on a coin hunt. As Sayaka would point out, they already had 5. And based off the map they received from the alien, looking at the trail of how they found their coins, it was easy to see a pattern that led all the way to where the ship crashed. If they continued following in this direction, then they were sure to find more along the way. As they began their journey, though, Claire would notice that she had left something. She wanted to go back and get it, but Shuichi would offer to go in her place. Shuichi, you can't. Don't worry. Transformation and all? I have the power to sprint all the way down and get back to you guys with no problem. I've picked up your scent. Sayaka would agree to this. You'll be able to find us, Shuichi. But don't take too long. Don't worry. Be careful, Shu. Wait, leave me your gun. Oh, right. You'll need something to defend yourself with. But be careful, you only get 6 shots. And be careful with the recoil too. It can end up hurting you just as bad as the enemy. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Now hurry up and go. It seemed as though Claire had dropped her phone somewhere back at the base of the mountain. Having her sent, Shuichi could go back and get it with no real issue. It took him a little over 15 minutes to get there. Under normal circumstances, it would have took them at least an hour. But by the time he had reached the summit, he found where her phone was. As he picked it up, he was going to put it in the pocket of his overalls before heading back. As he began to make his way, however, he smelt something. It smelled like bodies. Multiple bodies. It was like multiple humans that were all put together in one. Wait a second. What the hell? A large looming figure came out of nowhere and checked him into a tree. And suddenly bandages started wrapping around his body. A man dressed in a weird short hat and a uniform came out with his gun drawn. Now there, Governor, I suggest that you go nice and easy. Otherwise, we're going to be playing pick your brains all over the forest floor. What the hell? Who are you? The more important question is, who are you? A female voice said, walking out as the group came into the light of the moon. There was a woman with long, red hair, tied in a ponytail and wielding a shotgun. Another man dressed in what appeared to be military garb. Is that Frankenstein? And the mummy? I have a name, you know, the mummy would say. We can exchange pleasantries later, if there even is a later, the girl said. First, just who or what are you? And second, what do you know about this? The girl said, holding up a coin. Oh no, Shuichi thought. They have a coin. They must be gatherers. I can't lead them back to the group. That'll put Claire and everyone else at risk. I can't really talk to you. Not until I know who you are. You don't trust us, kid? The soldier man said. No, I don't. And look, I'm not trying to start a fight, okay? I promise you, I'm not up to anything troublesome. That's not for you to decide. Now, you heard the young lady. You gonna tell us about the coin or not? You didn't deny knowing about it. Otherwise, you would have said, I don't know what that is. But you didn't. So it's obvious that you've seen this thing before, and you know what goes with it. Now, I'm not one for liars, so Shuichi would break away at the bindings, punching away at the giant Frankenstein and the mummy. As the man in the top hat attempted to fire a shot, Shuichi would block away before tearing down a few trees. The group would chase after him before arriving to an open clearing in the forest, as all four surrounded him. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. The choice is yours, wolf boy. As Shuichi looked up, the clouds beginning to part, he could see that the moon, tonight it was full. Look, you don't want to do this. I promise you. If we can talk this out and... No talk, just destroy! The Frankenstein would go charging at Shuichi. He would tank the first hit as the mummy attempted to bind him once again. The woman and the other man were attempting to shoot their shots, but But Shuichi would move out of the way just in time, and Frankenstein would end up taking some of the shots instead. Eventually, though, as he pushed away, he could feel his skin beginning to boil. A heat, an intensifying burning that was starting to lunge into his chest. Steam was beginning to bellow around him as his body was beginning to shrink. It looks like the bloody bugger is attempting to transform. What's he turning into? Please, get away! Or what, kid? I can't. I'm trying. I can't control what happens next. Please, just go. I don't want. You don't want to what? I don't want to kill you. This concludes Gleipnir, Legion of Monsters. What if Shuichi was the werewolf? Season 1, Part 4. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's come out now and in the future. Stay tuned tomorrow evening as we continue with Gleipnir, Legion of Monsters. What if Shuichi was the werewolf? Season 1, Part 5. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.